the reason it's called Bay's Kitchen is the founder is called Bay. It was her childhood nickname. Bay has IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and has suffered with that for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years now, and was diagnosed in about 2015, 2016, something like that. And the doctor said, what you need, young lady, is the low FODMAP diet, FODMAP. And she thought, what on earth is that? You know, what on earth is the low FODMAP diet? So I went off and researched it, discovered it was low in fermentable sugars, and it's those sugars in the gut that ferment and create gas and bloating and all sorts of horrible, nasty things, constipation, diarrhea, you know, it's horrible, basically. And she thought, well, that's nice. I now know what a FODMAP diet is. Where can I buy these products? And there was nowhere that was selling them. Via a very tenuous connection, one of the people that used to work at our certification body knew Bay, or knew her virtually. Obviously, Australia to UK is quite difficult to get to meet people at the moment. And they were in contact, and she said, I'm opening a shop in Melbourne selling low FODMAP products. Could you supply me? We said, absolutely, we could. And off we went. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of logistics that then had to happen to make that work. But yeah, so it was a mutual contact in Australia in that particular case. And sometimes that's the way these things happen. You just know someone. So we've got a very good trade advisor, who's Barbara Holyhead, and she's been always really helpful in terms of advice and just things to watch out for, you know, in terms of, you know, packaging is obviously different. So although it's all English speaking in Australia, so on that jar I just showed you a moment ago, although that has all got your ingredients and your nutrition, that's not in the format that Australia wants. They have what's called an NIP nutritional label, which declares it in sort of, and it's similar to America, but it's sort of a serving sizes and other things, and just declares it slightly differently. So you have to over sticker all of that side of the jar. And then that causes its own issues because these are matte labels. So you need a high tack label, extra sticky, otherwise they will peel off. So yeah, all of that bit there gets relabeled. No, so Barbara's brilliant just in terms of, you know, and also contacts in the DIT. So there's a lady called Ludmilla, I think Millie, as she's nice to be called, over there, who's been incredibly helpful. And I've done Zoom calls with her as well. So DIT UK and DIT based in Australia have been really helpful in terms of, you know, routes in, customs clearance, packaging requirements. In some markets, actually, these are the customers you should go and approach. So in Germany, for example, DIT actually said, well, here are some contacts for you, and here's an introduction to these brands. First of all, have a great customer, great distributor in the country you're exporting to. And that's really important because they are your representative in that country. So if they're great, then they are going to fly the flag for you, for your brand in that country. And that's great. If they're not great, and I've had a couple of examples, I think of one example of where someone shipped and then didn't do much for us, if that makes sense. So have them as your flag flying brand partner. I think that's incredible, and pick them carefully before you get into a business relationship with them. Have a good export partner. So you know, in the case of Bay's Kitchen, we use British Corner Shop. I don't know if you know of them. They're based quite near Bristol and Yate. Extremely good company, and they've been able to handle the labelling, some of the more complex shipping side of things. So that's my second tip: is have a good export partner as well. And then the third tip, as I was just mentioning there, is pack it like it's going to the moon. Basically, you know, it's going to go on quite a journey. And it's going to get beaten around, and it's going to get transit damage, everything else. The ship's going to do all the stuff that ships do. Pack for the worst eventuality, and you should come out okay. And I think those are my 3 tips.